So I'm back. Yeah. It took a while for me to get back, so I just wanted to continue with the conversation that we had started, where I had posed the question like, is dating expensive? Yes, I would like to hear from you. Let me know what you think. I'd shared a few thoughts on this subject. I personally think that dating has become, a little bit more expensive than it was back in the day, and rightly so because a lot of things are really expensive now. With COVID happening and inflation and whatnot, so prices are high, 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 high. And I just base it off of going out to eat, or maybe going out to have a drink. You can't really have like a good time with anything less than $100 US dollars, and this is just the bare minimum. So I'm just trying to imagine, like, if there's a couple that's dating, and they maybe plan to go out maybe 3 times in a month or twice in a month, because in the dating phase, you want to hang out and do things, fun things. So, and eating out has become like expensive. Yeah. So say, oops, I don't know why that happens. Yeah, so let's say, for example, you go out on a date, and say, let's just go with the bare minimum. Maybe you need to spend like maybe 100 USD or maybe 150 USD, and you're doing this like 3 times in a month. That's maybe like 300 to 450 US dollars. And to the average person, this is a lot of money. And also, the other question I can pose is like, who pays when you're on the date? Who pays? Is it the man or the woman? Is it the guy or the lady? Like, who foots the bill? Or do you think that nowadays people go the Dutch way? The Dutch way means you split it in half, you split the bill. So, which one do you think would be prudent, especially in the times that we live in now? Do you think splitting the bill halfway would work, or maybe reducing the number of dates, or just finding alternatives? Like, for example, instead of going to like a fancy restaurant, you can maybe like reserve such for like very special occasions, and maybe do picnics. Or there are places where you can go for buffets. So buffet is like you pay a set amount of money and you're able to eat as much as you like. Or maybe just look for other ways of having fun that don't really involve a lot of money. Yeah. Ways I could think of is maybe just cook at home, but then that's when at some point I think you feel like, oh, you need like a change of environment. Yeah. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think would be some ways the people can use to cut on costs, especially when it comes to dating? Mm? What do you think people could do? Yeah, those are just the things that I could think of. So I'll just share a personal story with you guys. I'll try to make it short. When I was like very, very, very young, okay, maybe I was a teenager then, yeah, old enough to probably go out. I think I was already over 18, yeah, I think so, yeah. So a friend of mine was like, let's go out. And at that time I was broke. Like, I had no money at all. I was broke, broke, broke. I was still staying at home. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit this one out because I don't have money and I don't want to go somewhere without money. But she was like, no, don't worry. There's a friend of mine coming in, from a different city, and he will take care of everything. I was like, really? Are you sure? She's like, yeah, 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 I'm sure. So I was like, okay, why not? Let me go. So this has been like kind of the norm. Things are changing now, but in Kenya, that's what would happen. Like if someone invites a person somewhere, then you bring a plus one, plus two, plus three. And sometimes you do that without really letting the person, know that he's going to have to foot the bill for all of you. Anyway, since she assured me that he was gonna pay for everything, I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. So I left with nothing in my pocketbook. I had zero currency. So off I went. So I was just going on the strength of what my friend was saying. Okay, so I went to their place because we weren't living that far from each other. And then we left, headed to the CBD. We used to call it town then, but it's basically just the CBD. And at that time, the friend had not yet arrived. He was to come in with I think the evening flight. So the friend told her that we could go to like any restaurant, order whatever we wanted, to have, and then he will come and foot the bill. All right. And at every, not at every point, but every chance I got, I would ask her, like, are you really sure? Are you really sure he's gonna pay? Because I knew between the two of us, we had no money. And to be honest, looking back, we had no business going out with no money. Anyway, so we were there, we ordered. It was a really nice restaurant, and I really liked that restaurant because I had been there, a few times. So they brought the menu, we ordered food, and then we had like maybe a drink or two. And I was enjoying and enjoying. So we ordered the appetizer, we had the main meal with no money in the pocket. And after we were done with the main course, we could not see, we could not see the so-called friend. So we were waiting and waiting, and she was really getting really anxious and really worried. So I was like, you know what, just text him, try and find out, if he's still coming. Okay, so I was like, what else could we do? We needed to like stay there and keep our cool, our composure. And so I ordered desserts. So we ordered dessert and we were eating, but my friend was just like so worried and super scared because we had no money. And after dessert, the next thing would be like the bill, or maybe they'll ask you if you need something else. So we were closer to the bill being brought to us. And during this time, I just had to tell her, you know what? I don't know how well you know your friend, but this is what's happening here. He is not coming to pay this bill. So we have to find a way of settling this bill, and you can sort out, this issue later on with your friend. But she was just like in denial. She could not believe that this is happening. She was like, oh my gosh, how could he do this? Oh, and I missed one part. So when we were having the main course, just before we ordered dessert, he came and he was like, oh, I've just landed. I'll just go to the hotel where I'm staying real quick, freshen up and come back. Oh, so when my friend saw him, she was like, oh, so that means that he's really coming back to pay. But I could just see from the body language and the way he really rushed out of that place. I just called it what it is. I told her, your friend is not going to pay for this bill. We just have to find a way to settle this, because immediately after he left, she was trying to text, the texts were being like ignored. She tried calling, the phone was like on busy mode or something. And I was like, you know what? We need to find a way. So my mom was super, 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 super strict. And I had like left home with no permission, without permission, yeah. So there was no way I was calling my mom to bail me out of this situation. That was just out of the question. Because how do I start, you know? Of course, she would help me out of it, but I wasn't going to hear the end of it until the end of the year. If you know African moms, you know what I'm talking about. I would be punished for leaving, without her permission. I would be punished for sneaking out of the house. I would be punished for even going out with people that she didn't know. So it was just, the trouble that I was gonna face afterwards was not worth it. So I was like, my mom is out of the question. Her mom was out of the question too. So we're like, oh my gosh, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? So we had to like think very quick, to bail ourselves out of that situation. Thankfully, we had a friend who came to bail us out. At that time, I was part of a theater group and we were acting, and so one of the members of our acting groups was able to come and give my friend the money to pay for the bill, and we had to like pay him back like in a couple of days, because they had to give me like a couple of days to find the money, to look for the money or to work for it or whatever the case may be. And so I was like, she was really shook. My friend, I think she had never experienced anything like that, She was so shook. And I told her, my darling, you never go anywhere without money. And when you sit down to order something, make sure you have enough money in your pocketbook to pay for whatever you've ordered. So that has always been my rule. And I really felt, like really bad. Hi, Lonnie F. How are you? Yeah. Thank you for joining me, and please subscribe to my channel. Yeah, so I really felt, I was like, dang, I wish, I hadn't come out. Like, why did I come out and like embarrass myself like that? And our town was like, it was a small city then, small town where everyone knows everyone, So if we had failed to pay the bill at that establishment, word would have gone all around town, that we go to places and don't pay and stuff like that. So it was just a lot of at stake at that time. And I was just like, you know what, I'm done, I want to go home. And my friend still wanted to hang out. So the friend, the guy who was supposed to pay the bill, calls her up way after we've already settled the bill and gone through all these emotions and stress. And he had the nerve, to tell her like, oh, please, if you guys can come and we hang out. I was like, the audacity. It was the audacity for me. I was like, no way. There is no way, no way, no way, no way I was going to hang out with them. So from the money that we had, paid the bill, there was like a little left. And I took enough, I took, part of the money to help me get home. So in my country, we have like public transportation. And sometimes when they're called like matatus. And at that time, I think the matatus weren't working. So I got like, so motorcycles are called boda bodas. Yeah. So I think I hopped on one of them and I went home. I was like, I'm done. She stayed behind. I don't know if she hung out with them, but for me, I would never. I was like, girl, we need to go home because I don't think you have any business hanging out, but she wanted to. So I was like, okay, you do your thing. I was gone, 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 gone. So the lesson that I learned on that day, and I think I already knew, but sometimes you have to go through situations for it to really sink into your brain, because sometimes stuff our parents try as much as possible to prepare us, for the outside world, but until you go through certain experiences, it will not like really sink deep, in you for you to know like, okay. Mm-hmm. yeah, so I went home, and that was it. Like, even if my sister or my friend, my very good friend, even if they invite me out and they're like, oh, we are going to take care of the bill, someone will take care of the bill, I look at my pocketbook. If I don't have enough money in my pocketbook, guess what? I'd rather stay home, and just chill and relax. I could watch a movie or something like that. But I'm never ever putting myself in such a situation ever. Yeah. So I'm saying all this to say, going back to the question that I have posed, like, is dating expensive? Just to urge, all of us, like, if you really don't have the money, then it's not worth it for you to go out and, for a meal or a drink or clubbing or things like that. I feel like if you really have to go, just make sure you have some money with you that can pay for what you've ordered, so even if someone else is paying for it, but as a woman or as a lady, just have enough for yourself, and also it helps in situations where someone might want to take advantage of you, because there's so many crazy people out there. Someone could buy you a drink or buy you a meal, and then they expect you to go home with them, or they expect something in return, which is just so disgusting. But yeah, because I don't feel like, like you should demand, physical affection from someone just because you bought them a meal or a drink. I don't think that's right. I don't know what you guys think. You can let me know in the chat below. Yeah, but I just feel like it's very important, like, for you to have some money with you when you go out, and just try to be like, just try to spend, to consume what you can pay, that's my motto. I don't know if you agree. Let me know in the chat below. What do you think of this? And again, I'm only speaking from my vantage point, from my experiences, and also from the culture that I come from. Yeah, because in Kenya, the men are actually the ones who pay for the meal. So when you go out, when a man is taking his woman out for a date, he's the one who is expected to pay for the for the date. Sometimes it includes even transportation. Crazy as that seems. When I say transportation, I mean fare, like whatever the girl will use to come to the date. So some ladies can be like, oh, you know what, I really want to come, but I don't have the means to come to the restaurant or the establishment, because in Kenya not everyone drives. Yeah, it's the percentage of the percentage of the population that does not drive is bigger compared to the population that drives. So mostly Kenyans commute by using matatus. Matatus are like public transportation, like vans, and then there's boda boda, which is a motorbike. But before the motorbike, it was like the bicycle, you know? Yeah. So, but the bicycle, I think it involves a lot of physical strength. And so there are very few of those right now. I think they are already phasing out with the introduction of boda boda, and we have tuk tuk. I don't know how to explain what tuk tuk is, but tuk tuk is like a tricycle which has like a covering behind. Yeah, so those are like the modes of transportation you find in Kenya. And then we have Uber and taxi. So the lady, when invited out on a date, would be like, I would really like to come. Maybe call me an Uber or a taxi, or maybe transportation. Not all ladies will ask for this, to be honest, because now, with women empowerment, there are more ladies who are able to fend for themselves and work and earn money. And so the ladies who will be okay to, to cater for their own transportation, and sometimes even pay for their meals. But when I was growing up, that was not the case. Mostly it's the man who'd make sure that the lady is at the designated place that they're supposed to meet at, either by picking up the lady himself, or he can send her money so that she can, come, or she can get him. Hey, how are you? Welcome to my channel, and guys, you can please show me some love by subscribing. Yeah, so basically over the years, it's the man who has been bearing all the costs, Yeah, so hey, Rebecca Towns, I'm good. How are you? I'm feeling fine today. Yeah, so yeah, just let me know. Like, I would really like to hear from the men and the women as well. I want to know, like, do you think that dating is expensive? Um, can you say your full name? Oh, you're good, Rebecca Towns. That's nice. Tristan Holbeck. Did I say it right? Oh, you love me. Sending you love to Abel Valdez. You look good, pretty lady. Thank you. Guys, please subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm just posing the question, like, is dating expensive? I personally think that dating is expensive. I don't know what you guys think. And sometimes I feel for the guys, because I try to imagine, like, as a man, you need to be earning a lot of money to really, you look pretty, you sound like a star. Oh, Adrian Powers, thank you so much. So kind of you. Thank you. And please subscribe. Yeah, so for the men, I just feel, I don't know. Sometimes I feel for the men, to be honest. Yeah. I'm like, the man has to work to pay his bills. He has to work to, so he has to pay his bills. He also has his own responsibilities. And then when he is dating, then he has to cover all the costs, from the date nights, to sometimes you want to buy your significant other like a gift, So we have like Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, people in Kenya say you go big or you go home. Yeah, and you find like there are many couples who break up during this month of love, as I call February, the month of love, just because the expectations are so many, and the bar has been set so high that if you don't do certain things that society deems necessary, then you might find yourself single. Like, I don't know, I don't think that's fair. Yeah, because Valentine's, your woman will expect like a bouquet of flowers, chocolates, maybe a weekend away, to a resort or a hotel, or if it's not a weekend away, it would be a night out where you have a nice meal in a 5-star restaurant, and then after that you go out somewhere else just for drinks, then you go home, and then you need to also get like a gift, and it can't be just any gift. So I feel like it's a lot here. And then so you have Valentine's Day, you have the other holidays, Christmas is also like a holiday where people expect gifts. So I don't know. I just feel like maybe we need to like be easy on the boy child a little bit. What do you think? Yeah, and my heart sometimes goes out to like the teenagers, when boys are like now just turning, maybe, I don't know what the acceptable dating age is, but in Kenya years back, you have no business telling your parents you're dating when you're still under their roof. So most people would just, do it on the low low. Like your parent would suspect that, because you're already like a teenager then, so they know maybe you have a girlfriend or something like that, but they don't want to hear it. They're like, so long as you're in my house and I'm feeding you and clothing you and paying for your school fees, I don't want to see you, dating and stuff like that. But now, I think maybe now things have changed, with social media and just with, we have the Gen Z and they really do things differently from the other generation, like Gen X, Gen Y, the millennial. So I just feel like for a boy who's just turned maybe 18, so let me use 18 as the acceptable age of dating. I know in some countries it might be less, other countries right about that age, or maybe plus 1 or 2 years. um and so where does this boy get the money, or this man, where does he get the money to spoil his girlfriend? Yeah, so it's something that I feel like, as a society we need to be a little bit more considerate, and also not to try and live our lives like what we see online, like how the celebrities do it. Hello, Gaitism, how are you? Yeah. So yeah, I just feel like, yeah, we really need to sometimes just be grounded and just be real with ourselves. I'm good. How about you? I'm good. Thank you for asking. Have you subscribed to my channel? Yeah, so let me know, what do you guys think about this topic? Do you think that dating is expensive? Do you think, oh, thank you. Do you think that dating is expensive? Or do you think that men need to work harder and smarter to get more money so that they can afford the dates? What do you think? Or do you think that we should look for alternatives, like the ones that I mentioned earlier, trying, to do or engage in activities that don't really cost a lot of money? What do you think? Guys, talk to me. Let me know in the chat below what you think about this topic. Anyone? Okay, so I'll wait for a few minutes to see if you have any thoughts on this, on the question that we've posed, like, is dating expensive? Do you think that the man should pay, the bills, like all, like for example, if you've gone to a date, do you think that it's the man's responsibility to pay for everything? Do you think that they should go Dutch and split the bill, halfway? Or hi Emily, how are you? Yeah. Or do you think that they could even like swap, and maybe if the man pays the on this occasion, the girl can pay on the next one? What do you think? What do you guys think about this topic? Okay, no thoughts as of now. All right, so let me know what you think, guys. What do you think about this? Is dating expensive? Okay, I'll put let me see. Is dating expensive? So I've posed the question, is dating expensive? You can just click yes or no so that I can at least have an idea of what you guys think. Okay. No thoughts yet? All right, I'll wait for like a couple of minutes to see what you guys think. Meanwhile, if you're new here, you can please just show me some love by subscribing and liking my live. Okay, so there's one vote. Is dating expensive? No. Okay. All right. That's so one person says no, it's not expensive. Mm-hmm. All right, that's interesting. Okay, I'll wait for some time and see. If you're just joining us, we're just taking a poll to see, to gauge, and see what people think. Is dating expensive? Okay, so now we're at 50-50. One person says yes, the other person says no. Okay, so 2 votes. Is dating expensive? Should both parties pay, or should the man pay for the bill? Most people think it's the man's responsibility to, take care of everything. So what do you think? Oh, 3 votes. So majority think yes, it's expensive. So 2 votes for yes, 1 vote for no. Okay. Interesting. This is good because at least it's the only way I get feedback from you guys. So anyone else? Any comments? Any thoughts? Any comments? Any thoughts about our topic today? Is dating expensive? Yes or no? And also you can comment in the chat below. Just let us know, like, should the man pay, or should the cost be split in two? What do you think? What do you think about this question? All right, guys. So it's been nice, and I've enjoyed myself on this live. I hope you have too. And thank you all for subscribing to my channel. And please like the live if you can. Once you've subscribed to my channel, just click on the notification bell and you'll get updates on when I come on live. I try as much as possible to post so that you can see when I'll be live, yeah? And you can catch me then. So thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you all tomorrow. Sending all of you lots of love. See you tomorrow.